Okay, this is going out to um, Puffy Cattail about, or Tammy rather, about am I being anti-Semitic? Well, in the Bible, Abraham says, God says to Abraham specifically, I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. And by that, it means anyone who inherits Abraham's covenant with God. Anyone who would, seek his ways and find him. And also, Jesus says salvation comes from the Jew. And if, God, Jehovah appeared to them first. He didn't pick the Egyptians. He didn't pick the Hittites and Mesopotamians. He didn't pick any of those people. He picked the Jewish people, and some people read the part where he's getting crucified, and when the crowd shouts, his blood be upon us, they mistake all of that for all the hate. And plus, it's a lot of ignorance, I think. I think we inherited a lot of anti-Semitism from the Europeans when they came over. In the 700 to 1400 AD in part of Spain, a lot of Christians lived under Muslim rule, and it was peaceful. But, about 1000 AD, some of these Christian kings read the Bible, felt the Holy Land should be theirs, and they drew their divine right, as God's kingdom, God's church, and the Holy Roman emperors to go and fight for their church and their lands, and they went on the Crusades. It went on for hundreds of years. Lots of people were enslaved. Many lives were lost. And also, there was the suspicion of usury was a sin, so the Europeans didn't engage in money, whereas the Jewish people could, and a lot of resentment about the wealth that exchanged hands. So, and there was a lot of suspicions about their traditions, and it just came back in Europe. You could look in the 1400s. The king, said if the people didn't change their belief, they would die, and he wanted the money anyway. So, in the 1800s, you could look at Napoleon, and there was the same prejudice there. You could look at Nazism, and the same prejudice was there. And modern day Israel, the land was a swamp right up until the turn of the century. Mark Twain was there. He said it's like a swamp. And, of course, after the Holocaust, all these people needed a place to stay, and Britain annexed the land, and there were people living there already, so they were displaced, and to this day, there's still trouble. But, Israel's actually pretty safe in Jerusalem. They have very tight security. They have an airplane that goes 4 times a day, and they're very thorough about making sure it's not bombed. Also, in Jerusalem, there's really not that much bombing. People have this fear like there are all these explosions, like compared to Iraq, where you do have suicide bombers. And I hope Muslim people are given consideration and respect. Not all of them are terrorists, not all of them are been on a jihad. Most of them are just trying to live their lives, and unfortunately they're dependent on this oil that they have in their homeland with other countries, and other countries exploit it. It's led up to a war, like right now it's for nothing. And the U.S. has always been, the U.S. is where the car came from, and we just need to have the same innovation and people to develop the technology so that we can make cars. And who knows, maybe we'll have a great new American car that will run on biofuel or some kind of fuel that we can share with the rest of the world. I think we can certainly invent our own legacy here. So, you know, modern Israel is not ancient Judea. It's not. Those people are totally separate. And Jewish people are still, they're Ethiopian Jewish people. You know, Moses' wife was from Ethiopia. And the Russian Jewish people are, I should say Jewish Russians are leaving to return to Israel because they don't like the prejudice there, which has been around since the Tsarist times. So, that's just a response to your question, am I a terrorist? Am I anti-Semitic? Peace.